Hello everyone, semi-retired Bob here. I talk about the carnivore diet and all things related to the carnivore diet and occasionally some other odds and ends. And today is one of those odds and ends days. We're going to talk a little bit about breathing for stress relief. Now, I'm not a doctor. I don't even play one on TV. And unfortunately today is going to be another kind of short video because I'm out here walking in the rain, and hopefully my camera doesn't get my phone doesn't get too wet so that I start getting water spots on the picture, but we'll see how it goes. I talked about stress the other day, and I thought I'd share with you today just a simple little, it's not even really what I'd call a breathing exercise. And again, I'm no expert on this. I'm just sharing with you what I do when I'm feeling a little stressed out. And if it works for you, that's great. If it doesn't work for you, there's lots of videos out there on YouTube about stress relief and breathing and things like that. I'd suggest you go try some of those. But what I do, before I get into that, let me say welcome to everybody, if I didn't already. I'm not used to being out here walking in the rain. It's a little distracting. But I am glad you're here. It's, oh man. Oh, stupid shoes untied again. Hang on just a second. This one was not planned. Speaking of shoes, my shoes did come in today. I very briefly tried them on, and they feel like they're going to fit very well, but I need to adjust the laces and make sure I got that set up right. And besides, I didn't want to go out and walk in the rain on the very first day of my new shoes. That just seems wrong somehow. But what I do for breathing is very, very simple. You know, you'll see a lot of people out there that say, oh, you should breathe in for 4 counts, hold it for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts, and hold for another 4 counts. I go by what my what the nurse, when I was recovering from my heart surgery, said to keep your lungs strong is to keep slowly inhaling until you just can't inhale anymore. Then hold it for a couple of seconds, and then slowly exhale until you can't exhale anymore. You feel like you've squeezed all the air out of your lungs. Then you do it again. And I try to do that 5 or 6 times first thing in the morning, and then a couple more times throughout the day. And then if I'm feeling stressed and I want to try and reduce my stress, I find myself a nice quiet spot, sit, as close to in the dark as I can get. And I breathe like that 4 or 5 or 6 times. And then I just breathe normally. I don't think about it. I just try to relax. And that really helps melt my stress away. Not that I have such a stressful life now. Now that I'm retired, I have almost no responsibilities whatsoever. And I'm a big fan of that. So, that's what I do when I'm feeling stressed. So go ahead and leave a comment down below on what you do to try and help relieve your stress. Because what works for you might work for somebody else. I kept waiting and waiting. It's actually coming up on 4:30, 5 o'clock in the evening here. And I just couldn't wait any longer. I kept watching the weather reports on the weather radar, and it kept saying, starting back about 10 o'clock this morning, it was saying that the rain would stop in a couple of hours. And every time I checked, it got wetter out. And they kept pushing when the rain was going to stop further and further back. So I have to admit, I've just been sort of sitting inside binge watching a TV show. But I have to tell you, I feel pretty good today. That little break I took yesterday cleared all the muscle soreness that I had going on. Cleared it right up. And I think part of that is carnivore diet. It does help your muscles recover quicker. That was the first time I'd really been that sore. Yes, I did walk an awful lot those last few days. But I don't think that's it. I think it's more that I didn't get good sleep night before last. It could be that I'm walking a lot. I'm planning a nice slow walk tomorrow. Maybe not a shorter walk, but a slower walk to start breaking in my new shoes. Hopefully that goes okay. But I'm not super enjoying this walking in the rain thing. At least it's not super cold out. It did get up to about 62 degrees today. So things are moving right along. It's pretty quiet around the church on a Friday afternoon, because they usually have so many activities going on Saturdays. Most of the staff is off on Fridays, and there's a lot of other people that must have Fridays off too, because normally there's still 2 or 3 cars here working the nursery slash, what's it called, Christian preschool. So it's preschool aged kids. But the only car left in the parking lot is the pastor's wife. And she's in charge of all that. So she must have given everybody else, it must have gotten slow enough and enough kids got picked up that she let everybody else go home. And that's just the kind of people that Pastor and his wife are. They could say, why don't you stay and take care of this? I'm going to go ahead and go home. But that's just not the way they are. They'd rather give everybody else the time off, because they realize how important family time can be. Extremely good people. But of course, all the people down here are pretty good people. I don't think I would have come back down for a second winter in North Carolina if the people weren't so good. And they are. Having a good support network, whether in your spiritual life, your Christian life, your carnivore life, your keto life, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, having a few good people that are in your corner cheering for you is pretty important. You can do it by yourself, because I certainly have for most of the journey, except I haven't really, because I got all you guys. You guys tuning into my videos every day, leaving comments. What a great encouragement that is to make me want to get out here and walk. I want to walk further. I kind of want to do a full walk today, but that rain is making me cold, and coming around the back corner on my third lap, my feet are already starting to get wet. And while I do have a shower I can set up and do very often, about every other day, I'll just go into one of the bathrooms in the church and get cleaned up in the sink one day, and then set up my shower the next day. And no, I don't have some fancy propane operated hot water shower. I got a privacy tent and one of those bug sprayers. And I just grab some hot water out of the sink in the church, fill it up about halfway with hot, about halfway with cold. That makes it about the right temperature, and I get myself a shower that way. And then every once in a great while, I do still have a gym membership in a Planet Fitness. but it's 15 or 16 miles into Goldsboro. So generally, I just drive in on Sunday mornings to use the shower in town to make sure I get good and clean. But what I don't have is a bathtub to sit down in and soak my feet. Which is why I'm just going to finish up this 4th lap. And I think I'm going to call it a day. Be another short one today. Again, I talked yesterday about some of the things I was going to try to shorten up my videos a little bit. Because I'm okay when they land between 20 and 30 minutes long. But those 40-minute videos seem like just a little bit too much. But for those of you that are getting your walks in while you're listening to my videos, and there are quite a few of you out there, I am going to still try and keep it somewhere between the 20, 25, or 30-minute mark. It's going to be a very short little, probably 1 to 1.5 minute section before I get back around from this 4th lap. But go ahead and cue the music. Okay, cut the music. Thank you. I went ahead and did a 5th lap just because I'm already up, and now my feet are really starting to get soaked, so I gotta call it a day here pretty quick. So just find a breathing exercise that works for you to help release your stress. Obviously, the best way to not get stressed is don't put yourself in those situations. But that's really hard to do most days. So just find a technique that works for you. And if you're still hanging around, why don't you go and hit the like button and subscribe? It doesn't cost you anything, and it does help the channel out. There should be a video pop up over here for the entire October challenge. Another one over here for a video you've never seen before. Don't forget to get out there, be 1% better today, folks. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.